I'm just a guy who loves Disney that has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching,
please don't sue me.
Yeah. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney.
I'm File91e, and welcome to my Disney news and reviews.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Disney news and reviews. I'm File91e. Week 2 of the new resurgence of this, so I'm not sure what number we're up to, but I think it's in I think it's like 112, episode 112. So that's pretty cool. A lot of stuff I actually forgot to talk about last week. I want to try to cover that this week. I didn't get too much. Nothing new really happened this week as far as a Disney went for me. I did get a new DVD that I'll be unboxing probably later when I get the Tangled DVD that's coming out soon. So I want to wait for that to unbox that with that. But yeah, as I want to be doing something kind of different this week. I'm not actually going to be reviewing anything, but more of just talking about it. Just because it is something to talk about. I'll be giving my opinions on it, but I won't be giving a star rating to it or anything like that. Just because I think it's something that I really need to talk about. I haven't really talked about it a whole lot before, so I think it's worth talking about. But I'll get to that later. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. And I'm now down to 304 pounds from 350. When I started, it was around 350, 360. Now I weighed myself lately, and I'm down to 304. So that's good. Almost under 200, or almost under 300. I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, let's get right to the news. Now, this bit of news I'm about to say, I forgot to mention last week, and it actually was something pretty big, in Disney World, especially to the hardcore Disney fans. It was the Snow White attraction being closed down. I remember hearing that and went, "Oh my God, I can't believe that! I can't, that would have definitely been on my Disney news and reviews that week." But when I heard about it, I just couldn't believe it. But it actually shocked a lot of people, and a lot of people are angry about it. Some people don't really care because it was an attraction that they never really went on. But it was one of the original attractions, Snow White's Scary Adventures, and it was cool. But the news is the current Snow White's Scary Adventures has been tapped to close down to make room for a new meet and greet area. However, a whole new Snow White themed area is being built as part of the new Fantasyland expansion project. There will be a new mine car coaster that I mentioned last week, but it's still sad to see the original attraction come to an end. It really is, and because it was a ride that I never really cared about, but I went on anyway. But it is what it is. So what do you want to do? I'm sure the new area will, be a better fitting theme for Snow White, considering that's the first animated movie, that Disney ever really put out, and it could be cool, it could be whatever, but I'm sad to see the original go. So that's my take on that. But anyway, for this week, continuing with the Haunted Mansion refurb news. The animated figures have returned to the hitchhiking ghost scene at the end of the Haunted Mansion after being replaced with projected animations for the last month or so. The scene is still being worked on, and the mirror effect of seeing yourself with a ghost is still not operating. It seems to be anyone's guess at the moment as to what the final scene will look like, but for now it's back to the animated figures. So, that's pretty cool. The old animated figures, these guys right there, they're doing that. The whole ghost will follow you home thing, toward the end. But they're working on something big with this. So I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening, when they're all done with it. So I really can't wait. As of last Thursday, for the next 30 days, guests will be able to utilize free wireless internet in certain areas of Disney's Contemporary Resort. The pilot program is to test a new design of a wireless/cell phone coverage configuration. The free wireless internet will be available only in the lobby, the main pool area, the Wave Restaurant and Lounge, and the Convention Center common areas. Guests can take advantage of internet access in areas that aren't part of the pilot program for a fee. This is something I've always wanted to mention to you, that there is wireless internet in Disney, There's $9.95 per day for public areas, wireless, and now that's, it's wireless. Now you can also pay $14.95 per day for guest rooms, which are actually hardwired into your computer, which should be cool. So if I happen to go down to Disney World and do a new Disney news reviews down there, God knows I'll be uploading it for $15 a day. But that's a small price to pay for that. God knows you got a Facebook, right? But then again, you can use your smartphone. But I can't edit my Disney news reviews on that, so it is what it is. And one thing I forgot to mention, some refurbishment news, last week. So I kind of want to get into that. But there's not a whole lot being refurbished right down there now, aside from the Fantasyland and Star Tours thing. Star Tours is being refurbished and Fantasyland is being refurbished. But also right now, the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management remains closed after a fire last month. It is expected to reopen on June 1st, but that's still up in the air. Like I said, we don't know what's going on with that. They might, be changing it or just fixing it. Who knows? And the Primeval World will be closed for refurbishment until April 15th. That is the only refurbishment news that I have right now, unless Disney's changing something. Now they're always working on Paradise Island at Disney's Downtown Disney. They're constantly upgrading and repainting stuff, because Disney is, Walt Disney World is always evolving, always growing, always changing, so it's never stationary. So expect that, when you go down. So that's the refurbishment news for that. So anyway, let's get right to the reviews, or rather, yeah, reviews. Now, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be doing something different. I'm not going to be giving a star value rating to what I'm about to what I'm about to talk about. I've gotten some recent emails and messages on YouTube telling me to talk about Disney hotels, and that seems like a good thing, because I haven't really talked about hotels or going down to Disney and getting hotels there. That's a big part of going to Disney World, is where are you going to stay? Are you going to stay inside Disney? Are you going to stay outside of Disney? Do you want a spa? Are you just going down to Disney to relax? Are you going to stay more in the room, or not? Or are you going to stay more in the parks than anything? Are you just looking for a bed? Are you going to stay inside the park or outside the park? Because if you stay outside the park, it's much less expensive. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I would like to. So what I have decided to do, I want to postpone the Universal stuff until after I talk about this, because I think this is a little bit more important than that. I want to be doing a week-by-week thing of the different resorts. I'm not going to break each resort down, because I've technically already done that. Unless somebody's staying at a certain resort that they would like me to talk about, in which case message me, leave a comment, and I'll get to that. And I'll talk about it. But I'm going to be talking about like resorts as a whole. Like I want to be talking about, like this week I'm talking about value resorts. The value resorts down in Disney World. Next week is the moderate. The week after the deluxe. I might even talk about the villas. All the different things down there, all the different options. But yeah, this week I am talking about the Disney value resorts. But before I get into that, I want to answer some of those questions that I posed in the beginning. Now, so let's get started, really. Honestly, here, let's get started. You're going down to Disney World, you need three things. You need tickets, park tickets, airfare tickets, and hotel reservations. Those are the big things when you go down to Disney World, the three most expensive things when you go down. I think probably the most important thing is the hotels, because tickets are easy, but the hotel, if you pick the wrong hotel or you pay too much for a hotel that you're not going to use all the amenities for, it's that can add a lot of money to your to your Disney expenses. So basically what you need to do is you need to evaluate exactly what you're going to be doing and want to experience while in Disney World. Now, okay, say you're like me. You're a huge Disney fan that's going to be staying mainly in the parks. I'm not going to want, I'm not going to be spending all my time in the room. There's just no point to it. So I'm probably going to be wind up staying at a value resort, or at a resort that might have some cool theme to it, where it's just mainly a bed and a TV for when I'm about to go to sleep at night. However, you might be a family, a large family, 2 parents and 3 kids, and you need a kitchen or something like that. You might want to stay at the Fort Wilderness campgrounds in one of their little campers there, or you might want to stay in a big villa, to do all, to do all that and have a kitchen and everything like that, so you can have a lot of room. It's like, going from your house wherever you are, wherever you live, down to another house down in Disney World, where it's more than just a bed and a TV. It's it's a living area, living space. Now, certain hotels have different things, like the more you pay, the more you get, really. Like some resorts have spas and architectural design features that are for kind of a richer population, very antique looking, very very luxurious. I want to tell you this. I want to ram this into your skull one last time before I talk about the value resorts. Evaluate what you want to do and what you're going to be doing and what you want to experience when you go down to Disney World before you choose your hotel. Those are some key things to think about before you start picking out. Now, I want to start talking about the value resorts. Value resorts are like I'm not going to say the motels, because they're better than some places. Now, if you want the cheapest of the cheap, you got to go outside Disney World. I'm not going to talk about them because there's a ton of places right outside Disney World that you can spend only $50 per night, and that's cool. If that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do. But there are some other things that you got to worry about when doing that. You are farther away from the parks. You have to deal with parking, because all Disney hotels come with the Disney Magical Express bus service, which allows you to take the bus to and from the parks. If you're outside the parks, it doesn't do that. So you gotta, you're dealing with a whole new set of problems as opposed to staying inside. I prefer to stay inside just because I like the luxury of having that bus service. But that's the only luxury I really need, is getting to and from the parks, because I'm there anyway. But yeah, that's my take on staying inside or outside the parks. Staying outside, it has its benefits. It's a lot cheaper, but it adds some hassles into it. And if you don't mind those hassles, then go ahead and do it. Spend less money, save that money, and go do some awesome stuff elsewhere. So the value resorts. Okay, the value resorts are as follows: the All-Star Movies, the All-Star Music, the All-Star Sports, the Pop Century, and the brand new Art of Animation Resort, which isn't open yet, but it's going to be open this year, so that's actually going to be pretty cool. Now, all of these resorts feature the same basic layout. I'm kind of showing you a map right here of how it's kind of these L things going around, and that's actually one of the drawbacks. A lot of people don't like the layouts because it's large and confusing. But again, it's just a room with a bed and a TV and a bathroom. That's all it is. But again, they all have the same basic layout, and they all have a large food court and a poolside bar. Now, a lot of the rooms have double beds, and a limited number of them have king size beds, which you're going to have to pay extra for. That's kind of the higher end $150 range per night. But again, it's still cheaper than that $1,000 a night over at the Grand Floridian. Again, if you can spend that money for the Grand Floridian, go ahead, enjoy it if that's your luxury. But if you're trying to save some money, these value resorts, pay attention. Disabled access rooms are available, and every room has ironing boards, cribs, hair dryers, and in-room safes are all in each room. So that's what you're getting when you get a value resort room. Now, as of right now, the prices for the rooms are around $80 to $170. Depending on what you're getting and what you want in that room. If you want the preferred room, you're going to be paying a little bit more than the standard room. I've actually heard nothing but positive reviews, on these value resorts. I haven't been there personally, but when I go down, I will be staying at a value resort just because I've heard a lot of great things. Now, the first thing you notice about each of these resorts are the theming. They're very kid-friendly, like I said, and their pools are also themed around to whatever it is. Like for instance, the All-Star Movies has a theme of Disney movies. There's like the Fantasia area, the 101 Dalmatians area, the Mighty Ducks area, etc. And they're all themed accordingly. I mean, there's like different giant props. You got like a giant, Dalmatian there, and they got these giant pools that are, just made, to fit the theme. and it actually looks really cool. And it's it's a fun experience. Again, it's very kid friendly. A lot of photo opportunities down there, but it is large and pretty confusing, to try to find your room. Next, you got the All-Star Music Resort, which they separate their themes into different themes of music, like for instance jazz, rock, that sort of thing. And again, for instance, their pool is in the shape of a giant guitar. I mean, that's pretty cool. They also got like a piano thing there, which is really cool. And again, it's the same basic layout as the All-Star Movies Resort. This the same L-shaped buildings, and again, it is confusing. But again, once you figure it out, you're set. And there's the All-Star Sports Resort, which is separated into different sports: soccer, football, whatever. And again, I'm not going to go into it. Again, like I said, but All-Star sports theme. There you go. So with the popularity of the All-Star resorts, people were demanding more rooms. So Disney built the Pop Century Resort. Now this is all based around popular culture. So all the theme there is around popular culture, and they divide each of the sections, as the All-Star Movies, as the All-Star Resorts do, into different things, into different Pop Century iconic times, like the 70s, 80s, 90s. 50s, 60s, that sort of thing. So that was cool, and they had also begun work on a different resort, which they were going to be called the Legendary Years, because again they were going to make more. People wanted more of these resorts because they didn't want to. People didn't want to pay a whole lot, but then because of September 11th and cost-cutting measures, tourism went down. They had to stop halt production on that. And they recently started production back up, and it's not the Legendary Years anymore. It's the new Disney's Art of Animation Resort, which is the same layout as the All-Star Resorts, but it's all about. It's kind of, you can call it like a an All-Star Movies 2, because they're it's all about the animation. They got like the Finding Nemo and just the different new things there that I've talked about it before, but they've got new themes, but the same basic layout as the All-Star Resorts. Now some of the negatives are that, one, it is far away from the parks. I mean, it's right out near the outskirts of the Disney property. So you will be, the bus rides are about 15 to 20 minutes to get to the nearest park, but I really don't mind that because it's kind of like a mental preparation sort of thing, and plus it's a free bus ride. I mean, I really don't care. It is a large and confusing layout, like I mentioned before. It's very, some people said it was too confusing for them. Can't figure that out. Left at, it's left at the Dalmatian, right at the guitar. I don't know, I don't know how you can, not figure that out. But whatever. It is large, it's confusing, but you're paying $80 a night. It's not that bad. Congested bus areas. That's because a lot of families stay at the value resorts because it is cheaper, and by that same token, sometimes it can be noisy in the rooms because of the kids, going to, playing in the pools and whatnot, especially around the pool area. If you're around the pool area, you're going to hear kids having fun because that's just the way they are. They're loud and stuff. So you don't get a value resort just to stay in the room. Wrong idea. I know you kind of have to because, sometimes your kids want to, they want to stay and play in the pool, and you're trying to catch a nap. And it's going to be noisy out because there's tons of kids playing in these pools because they're having fun. The pools are fun. For right now, the value resorts are highly recommended to people that are on the go. This is not a luxury experience. Again, it's just a bed, a toilet, a shower, and a television. It has the online capabilities, and it also has the bus stops and whatnot. It's all, it's just basic stuff. Bare bones, going to Disney, going to the parks stuff. I've heard nothing but good things about it. People have given me good reviews on it. Aside from those, the people that apparently can't navigate their way to their hotel room, it is what it is. They'll figure it out. I'm sure they'll figure it out. The giant Pongo statue is not hard to miss. But yeah, the value resorts, check that out. Check that out if you're interested. I'll be moving on to the moderate resorts next week, so keep that in mind. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Disney News and Reviews. I know it wasn't really a reviews thing, and I know I kind of rambled on a whole lot there, but I'm trying to get as much information about the Bio Resorts to you as possible without going to it in depth ad nauseum, because that would just take too long. If you have any questions, just let me know. Again, I'm very accessible. I mean, a lot of you know that. You post a comment with a question, I'll try to answer it, but you know, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Oh, I reached 500 subscribers. That's crazy cool. I mean, you guys are awesome. 500 people hit the subscribe button to listen to what I have to say every week. That's amazing. To my, you get to listen to my stuttering and my rambling and all that stuff, and you guys still haven't hit unsubscribe, which I'm so happy. Thank you so much. But yeah, but seriously, thank you again to everybody that supported me. All 502 of you as of this day. You know, you guys make it worthwhile, and you guys make it fun. So, you know, get a conversation going about the Bio Resorts down there. You know, if I left out any information, put it down there. If you have personal experiences, post a comment. If I got anything wrong, I'm just a guy that, you know, that loves Disney, that has way too much time on his hands. Just like I said in my intro, I don't know everything. I'm just a fan. I'm just trying to get conversations going, and you know, I'm trying to give a little bit of information to the, you know, to the people out there that don't have it. Because when I was on here, the whole reason why I started this show was because I was going down to Disney World. I went on YouTube to try to find some good, honest reviews, and I couldn't find it. It was so scattered. I want this to be a place where people can come and ask questions, and you know, and hopefully get some information. And I hope I can answer the questions, you know, to the best of my ability, to the best of my knowledge, and give them some good information. But again, I'm just a guy. I don't work for Disney. I don't work for Disney. Not yet. Hopefully, Disney. Call me. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but yeah, again, I'm not the Disney Geek. Speaking of which, Disney Geek 1000, check out his channel, Disney Geek 1000. It's not the Disney, it's not the D23 Disney Geek. It's a new one. You know, just help support his channel. Give him some feedback. He's looking for that. Disney Geek 1000. There's your plug. But yeah, so awesome. What am I missing? Let's finish this off. Let's get this done right. I rambled on way too long. You probably hit end right now, but if you haven't, you know, stick with me. Okay. Again, if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. That'd be nice. I mean, not looking to get sued or taken down anytime soon, because this is always your stuff. I'm trying to talk and help and you know, inform people. And again, if I'm wrong about anything and you know, people from Disney are watching, inform me, or maybe let me see firsthand by bringing me down and experiencing it. That would be nice. You're totally wrong with the Value Resort. You got to stay down there. Well, I don't have any money. Well, we'll pay for you to come down. Oh, cool. Excellent. That would be great. Wow, look at me. I'm trying to show free stuff from Disney. I'm just messing with you guys. I'm just messing with you. But seriously, though, for Rizzle, go to allears.net, touringplans.com, wdwmagic.com for all your latest and greatest Disney news. Check that out. Buy this book. This book has a ton of information, especially if you're going down to Disney World. We're getting into the height of vacation season here. Walt Disney, the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World 2011, my favorite book. So, you know, I don't want to say it's the best book out there, because I haven't read every book out there, but as of right now, this is my favorite book. This is my favorite. I've always shilled these guys because these guys are great. I mean, look at all this information. This is a lot of information. They even have Universal in here. So check that out. So yeah, I'll see you all next week for another Disney news and reviews. This was heavily edited because I was stuttering a lot and I messed up a whole bunch. Yes. See you guys.